Hello, my name is Tashtema. Thank you for joining this presentation. I'll be talking on applying McCann's style of country analysis to South Africa. We're going to take a deep dive to South Africa's business landscape, exploring key factors such as its economic environment, political dynamics, culture context, and historical legacy. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of what makes South Africa an attractive yet complex market for business. Let's begin by reviewing McCann's country analysis framework. South Africa's economy is diverse, with sectors like mining, agriculture, manufacturing, and services driving growth. However, recent trends show slow economic growth with persistent unemployment and inflation. These economic challenges are significant, but opportunities exist, particularly in emerging industries such as renewable energy and technology. Understanding the economic environment is crucial for business looking to invest in South Africa. South Africa is the most industrialized economy in sub-Saharan Africa with a diversified economic base. However, the country faces several structural economic challenges. The mining sector, which once drove South Africa's growth, now contributes only about 8% to GDP as the country struggles with declining production in gold and platinum mining. The economy remains highly dependent on services, which account for about 60% of GDP. However, unemployment is a major issue with the national rate of 33.9% in Q2 2023. Youth unemployment is particularly high at 63.3% for those aged between 15 to 24. Inflation has been relatively stable, averaging 5.9% in 2023, but South African rand has faced volatility with a 12% depreciation against the US dollar since 2018. This creates additional risk for businesses engaged in international trade or with foreign currency exposure. South Africa has a stable democracy with regular elections, but it's not immune to political risk. Issues like corruption, inefficiency in state-owned enterprises, and policy uncertainty pose challenges to foreign businesses. These factors, along with the occasional social unrest driven by inequality, must be carefully considered when developing strategies for South Africa. However, the country's political stability in comparisons to many other African nations offers a relatively favorable environment for investment. South Africa transitioned to a democracy in 1994, and political stability has largely been maintained since then. However, political challenges persist, particularly around corruption, governance, and state-owned enterprises. The ANC, which has ruled since the end of apartheid, faces internal divisions and scandals. The corruption scandals involving former President Jacob Zuma have undermined investor confidence in recent years. Looking at the World Bank's Political Stability Index, South Africa scores just 0.13, indicating relatively low stability when compared to other BRICS nations. This is an important consideration for businesses thinking of entering the market. Another area of concern is Exxon, the state-owned electricity utility. Exxon generates approximately 90% of South Africa's electricity, but has faced chronic financial mismanagement. In 2022, Exxon reported financial losses of about ZAR 24 billion. This has resulted in frequent power outages or load shedding, which significantly impacts businesses, particularly in manufacturing and mining, important consideration for businesses thinking of entering the market. Culture sensitivity is paramount in South Africa, a nation with over 11 official languages and a history of diverse cultural groups. This business emphasizes relationship building, both formal and informal elements, understanding local customs and norms such as the African philosophy of Ubuntu can give businesses a significant advantage. Those who embrace the diversity of South Africa's people will foster stronger relationships and gain deeper market insights. South Africa's historical analysis. South Africa's history of apartheid still influences its economic and social structures, while transition to democracy in 1994 marked a significant milestone. Deep-seated inequalities persist. Issues like and reform continue to be flashpoint in political and economic discussions, impacting business operations, especially in sectors like agricultural and real estate. Understanding this historical context is essential to navigating the business landscape effectively. South Africa's history, particularly the legacy of apartheid, continues to affect its business environment today. From 1948 to 1994, the country was under apartheid, which led to racial segregation and economic isolation. This created a legacy of inequality which remains a significant issue today. Let's look at the GDP growth over the past few decades. Following the end of apartheid, South Africa saw a period of solid economic growth, averaging 3 to 4% annually. However, in 2008, the global financial crisis caused a major contraction. Post 2008, the growth rate remained sluggish, with South Africa experiencing slow recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. As of 2023, GDP growth is projected to be around 1.4%, reflecting ongoing structural challenges. The Gini coefficient for South Africa at 0.63 shows that the country has one of the highest levels of inequality in the world, even compared to other emerging markets. The legacy of apartheid continues to affect income distribution, which creates both challenges and opportunities for businesses. As we have explored today, South Africa offers a wealth of opportunities, particularly in emerging sectors like renewable energy, technology, and fintech. Its strategic location provides access to broader African markets while growing middle-class presents a dynamic consumer market. However, business must navigate challenges such as high unemployment, political instability, and infrastructure deficits. To succeed in South Africa, business needs to approach the market with cultural sensitivity and historical awareness. Building strong local partnerships and investing in community development will help companies manage risk and tap into the country's growth potential. In particular, understanding the socio-political landscape, aligning with the government priorities, and adapting to the local business practices will be key drivers of success. Coca-Cola is a great example of global brand successfully navigating South Africa's unique market dynamics. By focusing on local manufacturing, adapting products to South African taste, and investing in sustainable community development, Coca-Cola has maintained its leadership in the beverage sector. Similarly, Shoprite's focus on affordability and local product offerings, as well as Nedbank's push for the financial inclusion through mobile banking, demonstrates how understanding local needs and building strong community ties can lead to long-term success in South Africa. Thank you for your attention throughout this presentation. We've delved into South Africa's business environment, examining its economic, political, cultural, and historical factors. Now I'd like to wrap up with some key takeaways, explore a few additional insights, and offer recommendations. Like I said, South Africa is a key player in Africa's economic landscape. Despite facing challenges such as slow growth, high unemployment, and inequality, it remains one of the continent's largest and most diversified economies. We have highlighted industries like renewable energy, technology, and financial services as areas with significant growth potential. The country is investing heavily in its infrastructure and urbanization efforts, providing long-term opportunities for companies in sectors ranging from construction, logistics, to tech development. Furthermore, South Africa's gateway status to Sub-Saharan Africa makes it a critical hub for business aiming to access the wider African market. With strong transport infrastructure, a well-established financial sector, and sophisticated consumer market, South Africa is strategically placed to facilitate business expansion across the continent. For companies looking to enter South Africa, here are a few strategic recommendations. Adapt to local needs, leverage the growing youth market and urban consumer base by customizing products or services to cater to their specific needs and preferences. Use market research to understand local tastes, especially when entering consumer-facing sectors. Focus on building local relationships, whether through joint ventures or partnerships with South African firms. These partnerships can help companies navigate regulatory landscapes and reduce political or economic risk. Invest in sustainability practices. South Africa is placing increasing emphasis on sustainable business, investing in green technologies such as renewable energy. It will not only help address the country's energy deficit but also position companies as responsible market leader. Engage in social responsibility. Building a strong corporate social responsibility strategy that addresses pressing local issues like education, economic inequality, and unemployment will improve a company's reputations and help foster goodwill with local communities. South Africa offers a complex yet rewarding market for businesses. With its growing consumer-based technology advancements and strategic position on African continent, the country is an attractive destination for investment. However, its Important for companies to understand the political, economic, and cultural nuisance before entering the market. By taking a long-term strategic approach and adapting to evolving business landscape, companies can unlock immense potential in South Africa while contributing to the country's growth and development. Thank you again for your attention.